In this video, I'm going to break down to you a real case and a real client that we had. They sell renovations and interior design services on the high-end side and how we managed to generate over $10 million in contracts inside the pipeline. So a bit of context, this client is located in Toronto, Canada, and they have a big 8,000 square foot showroom. And they serve both commercial renovations and residential renovations. Whether you have a restaurant, cafe, shop, or you have a townhouse, penthouse, or big single family home, or even mansions, they take care of designing everything for you, sourcing the materials, and even doing the whole construction renovation part as in a one-stop shop style. Now, as you can see here on the screen, the deals that came in really range from anywhere between the lowest we sometimes have like 28,000 over here that we had 30,000 something. Then I would say the average would be around like in the $100,000 range, $200,000 range. You can see here 173,000, $200,000 contracts, and then it would sometimes go higher, 300,000, all the way up to we even managed to get a over $1 million contract in. And there was a new contract that I couldn't show here yet, but the contract was worth $3 million. Now, how did we actually bring in those type of deals and contracts inside their pipeline? Now, we have to go with in the beginning where this client, or where usually companies and local businesses that sell expensive stuff like real estate, like renovations, franchising, they would use brokers. Now, the good things about brokers that they're like salespeople. They would go out their way, they would go and find clients, then they would bring them back to your showroom or to your office, and then they would sell it. But then you have to give a cut to the broker. Now, what we do a lot with our clients in this case is we get them to go from the brokers to a in-house system where we would use ads over here that would bring them leads that we qualify and then send to a in-house salesperson. So this way, there's a few very good things about this system is that it allows them to have full control over their pipeline and their leads, and also it's something that's a lot more predictable, because the thing with brokers is you never know if the broker is good, the broker is bad, then you have to manage a lot of brokers. But what we simply did is we changed a bit their system, and we managed to bring all the leads in-house, and we managed to have a lot more qualified leads as well. So how does the system actually work? Now let me go down here and explain to you more in details how we managed to pull this off. Now first, you have your ads that we did. I'm going to show you in a bit how the ads function and how we design the ads. And it would go to a form where the lead would have to fill out an application form. This is where we qualify the lead, and usually this is where we ask for, let's say, let me change the color. We ask for their budget. We also ask for their time, when are they looking to start the renovations, and we ideally focus on the leads that would start within 30 to 60 days. Then we also ask for the location. This is important, especially for local business. In this case, the client was in Toronto. They're not going to go out of their way and service a client that's in Vancouver or in the United States. So the location is very important. Make sure that's within a serviceable radius of that client's business. And finally, we have, what are they actually looking to do? Like, is it a restaurant? Is it a cafe? Is it a townhouse? Or are they only doing a bathroom, a basement, or like a full home renovations? What kind of designs they want? They want a modern design. They want a more luxury design. They want what kind of materials they want to use. So we give the opportunity to the lead to explain a bit what their ideas are. And what this will do is it's going to allow all this information is going to allow the salesperson to gauge lead and see, okay, is it an urgent lead or is it a qualified lead? And based on what they want to do, on the type of designs they have, let me send them some additional materials or some recent projects that we did that's similar to what they want. This way, this would increase the trust a lot more, increase the interest of the lead a lot more, and facilitate the deals getting closed. So that's the qualifications. And then after, it goes to the salesperson. So now this is where the salesperson starts contacting the lead, getting to follow up, and the goal is to get the person to come to the showroom and start putting the deal together. Or it can also, if it's not a showroom, it's going to be going to the person's place to get a quote. So You would go to their house or shop and would give a live code depending on who is available on site. Now, this is pretty standard for all the usual stuff where you do the ads, you qualify the person, and you send it to the salesperson, and then the salesperson, then the salesperson begins the follow-up. You can see here, it begins the follow-up after giving the code. Now, the magic of how we managed to speed up the time it took to get the deal closed is what I'm about to explain to you, where we have the follow-up. So assuming that we continue what we just spoke about, the follow-up where the salesperson would go back and forth with the lead, and let's picture it this way. This is the graph. This is where the lead comes, and this is where the close happens. Now, in between this big, you can say, zone, there might be 10 follow-ups, 15 follow-ups, 20 follow-ups, back and forth. The person has to speak to their wife, their family. They have to shop around other different places, other stores, quotes, the pricing, etc. Now, we deployed this kind of strategy for any companies and business that we work with where there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of price shopping. And what we simply do is a kind of retargeting. It's a specific kind of retargeting strategy where it's going to allow you to use content and brainwash the people at a very low cost. And how we actually do that is if we go back and we reverse engineer the thought process of how the lead usually thinks. It's usually, the first thing is it's things that's related to trust. They wanna trust you. And then the other thing they want to know is the quality of your work, if it's good, the speed, if it's going to be on time, and the overall experience that they're going to get. Experience. These are usually the top four, especially for leads and for consumers and for customers that shop not based on price. The people that don't mind paying a bit more money, or they want more a sophisticated high-end experience. These are usually the top four things that they look for. Now, what we did actually with the company is we had them start filming unique videos based on the FAQ, so any frequently asked questions that they would have. We had customers record video testimonials, specific and detailed ones, not just some generic Google reviews, but specific 20 to 30 second video testimonials where they would say, hey, so here was a situation before I just bought this home, but there was a few things that I had an issue with. I wanted to redesign it this specific way. I wanted like a very custom experience, but then I found Space Studio, the client, and I was able to get a XYZ experience and final product. So where they explain the entire process of how it was with the client. These are very valuable videos. We would also have educational video on how is the process on working with them. And then we also have, we can say before after videos. These are also very good. So they can see the quality of the work. And by the way, what goes inside education is also educating on the type of materials that they use, on the type of workers that they hire, not just any handyman, but quality workers that are specialized in specific trades, so electricians, engineers, things that will bring really quality work. And we put that all inside a bucket of about 30 to 50 videos, and then we pay to distribute those videos to all the leads that are qualified. Not any person, but all the leads that are qualified that comes inside of the pipeline. We hit them with this bucket of videos, and the goal is to get them to watch at least, I would say 20 to 30 of them. Now imagine between when the lead comes in over here and they begin watching those videos from talking about frequently asked questions, testimonials from customers, educating them on how the team works, some before and after, etc. How much more motivated, ready to buy, we can say, is going to be that lead once they come in. And imagine how much more easy is it going to be for the salesperson over here to close a lead when they reach the stage. And as a result of this, we've seen the deals close twice as fast and also twice as easier, simply because we took what the salesperson was about to do anyways in the chat, in follow-ups, in their communications, and we put them inside of pre-made videos that we use to retarget these people. And by the way, you might think it costs a lot of money, but it's actually, the average is around a cent to 5 cents per video view. We're not running these kind of video ads as normal ads where you have leads, where you have the person fill out a form or buy something. No, we simply run these videos as content optimized for video views. We simply want the people to watch the videos, and we want all the qualified leads that come in to watch at least 20 to 30 of those videos over the span of their sales cycle, so that by the time they follow up with the salesperson, they're a lot more warm, they're a lot more nurtured, they're a lot more motivated, and they're a lot more primed to buy and to sign the deal. So that's the second part. The first part is getting the qualified leads in. So let me explain to you quickly in summary. So it's split into two parts for this to work. The first part being the leads, where we use short video ads to communicate very specific elements to the lead. And the second part is, we can say, propaganda content. The content to retarget the lead. This is where you get the qualified people in, and this is how you get them to close faster and easier, because it's not easy to hire a very good salesperson, but our job was thinking, how can we get even an average salesperson to be able to close expensive packages? And this was how we did it. We took what a great salesperson would typically do, and we packaged it into a marketing campaign following the lead campaign over here. And this is how we managed to get so many great leads and so many leads to close inside on the back end. Now, as for the ad videos itself, now here's a few examples. Over here we have one over here, one over here, one over here. There's different styles, and what I wanted to simply point out is there's also a structure to the way that we design the ads. Now first, the video ads. For the video ads, here's how we structured them. First, the video ads has to be between, I would say, 30 to 60 seconds. Anything more than that, the person loses attention. They don't have as much time. And then the structure is as it follows. The first thing we want to do is we can say, display, or we can communicate trust. This is the most important. Before we even make an offer, before we even explain what we do, what the company does, is we want to find a way that we communicate directly and indirectly trust. So in this case, what we did in the video, which I'm about to show over here in the video, is going to be, we mentioned the hook of the video was, hey, what I'm standing in front of is an 8,000 square foot showroom, and we complete 20 to 30 renovations every single month. So what I did here is, directly, I said that they had an 8,000 square foot showroom. Not any company can afford an 8,000 square foot showroom. If they're that big, it's because they're probably very established and they've been in the game for a while. Now, the second thing is, they complete 20 to 30 renovations every month. Not every renovation company can scale to that point. If they're able to consistently complete 20, 30 renovations every single month, is because, one, people like them, and second, they have a good enough infrastructure that can handle all these projects at the same time. So right off the bat, someone that listens to this, that doesn't care necessarily about price, but they just want a reputable company to complete the job, this is what they care about. And also on the video, indirectly, we can show the front entrance of the shop, which was very huge. And then we also show the reception that is also very big, and everything was branded, aesthetic, and it just subconsciously communicate that this is a trustworthy company. Now, after we display the trust, this is where we start explaining what they actually do. So what's the offer? Who is it for? So we explain that it's for people that they want to renovate either their restaurant or the commercial space, or they want to renovate their homes, and that they're located in Toronto and the GTA area, in the surrounding cities. And after we explain who this is for, then we talk about how the process works. So then we explain, they operate like a one-stop shop style, where if you don't want the headaches of all shopping around for different suppliers and contractors, they can get everything done in one place, and that they're going to be on budget, on time, and everything. And then the third thing is maybe adding a unique feature that makes them stand out. But this is not as important as the first 2 points. But this is just like a cherry on top. For this company specifically, it was their AI renderings. They had a product or like a software that allows the customers to render their whole renovations before they even begin. So this is great for people that have a lot of custom work they want to do, but they want to see before they even begin the project if it's going to look nice. So this is going to avoid any mistakes or any regrets. So this is it's a very cool tool that allows the person to just play around and see the final product before even beginning and make changes to it if they don't like it. And finally is where we have the call to action, CTA, where, okay, if they're interested, what they should do next. What are the next steps? So in this case, we had them just click on the video, fill out an application form, and it goes back to over here what I was talking about, how we qualify them based on these criteria. And that's pretty much overview of how we handle the entire campaign. And the remaining part is just training the salesperson to handle these cold leads. Training the salesperson. And it's just rinse and repeat. We're a company that specializes in generating highly qualified leads, especially financially qualified ones, for other companies. So if you sell anything that's very expensive, high-end, or premium, whether it's a service or product, then that's what we do very, very well, and we do it very, very quickly. In most cases, our clients, they see an immediate result within even the first 30 days, but depending on the client, I'm not promising anything, it might take 60, 90 days. Everything that I just told you, results are not guaranteed. I'm just showing what we simply did and the lessons that we took from it. And this is all a game of probabilities.